Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for the Aitiascope. This is the 5th new leveling dungeon made available through the MSQ in Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. If you fail to see the full scope of mechanics, or you have no idea what you're doing, I'm here with Audi ammo to shield your group from catastrophe. My name is Mistech and I'll be your dungeon guide. In this section of trash, watch out for the purple orbs, as more trash mobs will spawn out of them. On the other hand, the yellow orbs will help you, so keep an eye out for them as well. The first boss is LIVIA the Undeterred. Frustration will deal high group-wide damage. Shield and heal as necessary. AGLAEA Bite will target the tank for high damage. Cooldown and heal. The boss will move into the center of the room and begin to cast AGLAEA Climb. 2 of her tendrils will begin to glow, and players will need to move away from them to avoid the incoming attacks. AGLAEA Shot will form a number of line attacks from the boss to the edge. After the initial blast, Aether Shot adds will form at the edges and will soon shoot back across the platform in the same manner. Players will need to stand between these areas to avoid getting hit. Odiate Ammo will target the ground for circle attacks before marking up a player for stack up. Dodge the circle AoEs and move in to stand on the affected player. Immediately after, the boss will cast Disparagement, a large frontal cleave towards a random player. Move away to avoid getting hit. These mechanics will repeat with some overlap until the boss is down. In this next section of trash, don't forget to stay near the yellow orbs to receive the extra help. Watch your feet, don't forget your cooldowns, and burn down the ads as soon as possible. The second boss is Riditin the Unshakable. TARTAREAN Impact will deal high group-wide damage. Shield and heal as necessary. TARTAREAN Spark is a long line attack towards a random player. Move away to avoid getting hit. Eventually, the boss will cast Vexillatio, and 2 cliffs will form on the outer edges of the platform. The boss will then begin to channel Aether from the vulnerable sections of each side to cast Shield Skewer, which will blast through the center of the room. To avoid getting hit, players will have to identify the weakest sections, which will break before the cast goes off to form a safe alcove that players can use to avoid the Skewer attack. Once this attack goes off, the platform will return to normal. ANVIL of TARTARUS will target the tank for high damage, cooldown, and heal. Shrapnel Shell will form AoE circles on the boss that will then move around the platform before settling in a random position. Once settled, multiple AoE circles will quickly form over the path the initial circles took. Players should move away from these areas to avoid damage. During the next Vexillatio phase, Shrapnel Shells will also move to the vulnerable spots on one side of the room, limiting the available safe spots for players. Don't let this fool you. These mechanics will repeat until the boss is down. This last section of trash is very similar to the first 2. Dispatch your enemies as quickly as possible while dodging their attacks and healing through the damage. The final boss is AMON the Undying. Dark Forte will target the tank with a heavy hit. Move away from others, cooldown, and heal. THUNDAGA Forte will deal proximity-based damage from the center of the room. Players will have to move to the edge to minimize damage. This attack will also crack the room into 2 exploding sections. Identify the first section to explode by looking at the expanding lines, and move away before the lines hit the edge. Strophe will form a marker in the center of the platform. ANTISTROPHE will then cause it to float up over the platform at a specific angle. It will soon blast a straight line across the platform at this angle, and players will have to move away to avoid getting hit. Right or left FIRAGA Forte will throw out a half-room cleave on the side of the boss, and players will have to move to the opposite side to avoid it. Entre Acte will deal group-wide damage. Healers beware. The boss will then begin an ominously slow cast of Curtain Call, while circle AoEs form around the platform. Dodge these circles as necessary. Luckily for us, a convenient memory will form a massive ice clump for the group to hide behind and avoid death. The next Strophe cast will form 2 markers on the ground, and players will have to dodge both when Antistrophe causes them to float up at random angles. All of these mechanics will repeat until the boss is down. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.